Well, good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, and welcome to another adventure. Welcome to the Scottish Highlands. Part of a cheeky little trip up, see if I catch the last of the snow, and put my winter skills training into practice. Now, unfortunately this week, I've had a bit of a heat wave for March, so a lot of the snow's gone, certainly on the lower slopes from the ski centre where I've set off from. But you can see, well, that's not that high, but there's plenty up there, and well, just over that hill where you can't see now, there's plenty up there as well. So to be fair, could have probably got away. I've packed my crampons and my ice axe, you know, on the basis that that's the main reason I came up here. But I would say probably not going to need them. I'm not really going particularly off-piste. The plan for today is to head up to the summit of Ben Macdui, which I've done before in the summer, which is fantastic. Slightly different route this time, so there's less climbing, because last time I went up a bit of a gully, I forgot what it's called, but it's a bit of a climb. I don't want to do that if there's any snow about. So I head up to Ben Macdui, take in the views, and then go find somewhere fairly high up, hopefully for my highest camp to date. So there you go, a bit of snow up there, stunning. Look out across there, you got Loch Morlich over there. Again, as I said in the last video, hoping to take the paddleboard out there tomorrow. I've come all this way, so whether I can be bothered or not, I should do it, shouldn't I? Right, I'll bring you back in a bit. So last time I came up a different way, and I came up on here, on this boulder field, into this, as a valley, stroke canyon, corrie, whatever they're called, and I kind of went up there to see where all the snow is. So there's no way I was going to attempt that today, because it looks pretty smooth, and it's probably thick. And yeah, I probably could have done it, but then, if I'd have slipped and fallen, had an accident, everybody just said, "You idiot, why did you do that?" So I thought, you know, not today, not today, Satan. So I've come up a slightly longer way around, I think, which avoids that and takes me up to the top in a nice steady way. Oops, no. So I came searching for snow, and I got snow. Hang on. And now I'm going to moan about how hard it is walking in snow. It's not suitable for crampons, this, because it's quite soft, but you sink into it, so it's a bit like walking in soft sand. It's just hard work, isn't it? So, all good exercise though. And I did bring 2 meals today, so I'll certainly burn some calories off to replenish those later on. So it's cooling down a bit, so we're getting a bit higher. Still very warm. It's not jacket weather yet, and there's virtually no wind. I don't know if you can probably tell. Can you hear anything? I mean, it feels like the last few videos I've done, all you can hear is in the background. But this one is it's very still, and it's set to stay like this even on the tops. I think the max was, say, 15 kilometres an hour through the night. Right. There'll be 2 people on the way up there. So that's the way up to Cairn. I'm going to spoil it now. Cairngorms, I think it is, as it goes up there and round onto that bit there. Now, the thing that makes me laugh about all YouTubers, well, all non-Scottish YouTubers, I've seen a few videos recently that my friends post, like Anthony Johnson and Soulo, and nobody dares pronounce the names because I don't want to offend anybody. I had this trouble last time I came to Scotland. So many strange names of mountains that I went up, and I discovered that Skura Mame is pronounced Skura Vame because MH is pronounced a V for some reason. So it's even more complicated than the English language. It's old Celtic, I guess it is. But so there you go. That's Brer Riach, I believe. Again, apologies for pronunciation. And Cairn Tool. I'm not quite sure what that one is. I think that one is one that I can't pronounce. So if I remember what it is, I shall type it on the screen. If not, it'll remain a mystery. So that you can see in front of you now is Ben McDooey. That's where I'm heading. Now, I know it's probably all pretty snowy up there, so I probably won't camp up there simply because, well, depending on how thick the snow is, and also remember last time I was up there in summer, it's very rocky. So if the snow's not deep enough, I won't be able to get many pegs in the ground. So I'll assess it when I get up there, but I reckon that's another mile, maybe. It's hard to tell, isn't it? A mile, maybe a mile and a half. All being well. Or maybe 2 miles. So I should be there within an hour. I've been going for 1 hour 59. Been going for 1 hour 59 minutes. Done 3.38 miles, and I think the route I planned was just over 5 miles. I think so. Should be about right. So it's taking me a bit longer because obviously you're walking in the snow, which you're kind of sinking in and slipping around in. It's not. I say it's not worthy of crampons, but it's just a bit of a pain in the bum. But look at the view. It's like being up in the Alps. Absolutely stunning. Right, final slog. I think this is the last bit to get me onto the summit. I hope. I'm pretty sure it's not a false summit, if I remember rightly. But it was nearly 2 years ago since I was last here. But yeah, I don't know how steep that looks. But it's steep enough in snow. So here we are, summit of Ben McDooey, and I've got it to myself. Check this out. Stunning views. Second highest mountain in the UK, I believe, at 1,309 metres high. So, the sun's trying, it's really trying. It's supposed to be cloudy tomorrow morning, so if the sun rises, it's going to rise over there. But it might not come up at all. So I've just got a peg out and I'm going to go around checking the ground and see what's what. So I'll bring you back shortly. Well, first attempt at pitching failed. This is where I was going to camp. Nice and flat-ish. But it's solid ice. I thought it was just surface snow, but when I put the tent up and tried to get the pegs in, it wasn't happening. You know, I just... learning curve in it. I don't know what I could do differently, to be fair. It was literally glacial ice. I even picked a rock up to try and smash the pegs into it and it wasn't happening. So right, so I better get a wriggle on because I don't know what time it is now, but need to find somewhere to put the tent up and get the pegs in. So I might have to drop down a bit. So I'm back, much later than planned. Last time I saw you, I was struggling to pitch it on the top of Ben McDooey because the weather was terrible. Floor conditions, ice, snow, nightmare. I couldn't get it down at all. So I thought I'd have a wander. Wandered and wandered, everywhere the same, frozen solid, absolutely frozen solid. And then when I did find some grass, it was like just a bit of grass over rocks. So I didn't get to peg, couldn't get any pegs in, so another nightmare. So literally, this last pitch was shit or bust. And to be honest with you, if it hadn't been forecast lowish winds, I probably wouldn't risk it and I'd just try to go back to the car or go right down to the valley. But as it is, I think I'm alright because I'm a bit sheltered, in theory. The winds are supposed to be 15 kilometres an hour, which is nothing, and I've buried the pegs in as best as I can. So here I am, here's the pitch. So I'm just, well, I need to check the map because I've sort of lost my bearings. I've been walking that long. I was heading towards Cairngorms, but I think I'm in between, just below 11:41, which is the summit I did when I was on the winter training course. But I'm probably not going to get the sun in the morning anyway. And I think the sun is coming up over there. I'll have to check my compass to get my bearings again, because I've totally lost my bearings since, I'd like to say, I've been wandering around so much trying to find a pitch, and it's starting to get dark, or it was starting to get dark, and I just thought, I'm either have to put it down like in the next 10 minutes, or I'm going to have to just bolt off the mountain completely, otherwise I'm going to be stuck in the dark. So I took a chance here, and say the winds are minimal. I don't know if you can hear any. It's literally a gentle breeze, and I'm fairly protected by these rocks. I'm not right on the summit, well, not quite. I'm just below 11:41, I think. So it's quite a high camp, but I shall check and let you know exactly what altitude I'm at. But as I say, all the pegs are, I don't know if you can see, it's fairly well dug in. Got the ice axe on that one as well. So I can guarantee I'm gonna have a lot of condensation tomorrow, because the snow's pretty much up to the, up to the skirts. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just knackered. I must have walked about 9 miles and done in. So sometimes things just don't go as you plan, do they? Hello. Well, it's one of those camps today. Sometimes the camp just doesn't go right. I don't care what you see on like YouTube and stuff, and Instagram making it look perfect. Sometimes it don't go perfect. I mean, this could be potentially a really good pitch. I just wish I'd got here a bit earlier. But so far, I've managed to scald my hand and scald my leg, pouring water onto my tee. So that's not a great start, is it? And I have a sneaky feeling, similar to last week, I'm on a slope again, so I'm going to just flip ends again. Otherwise, from experience, I won't sleep because I'm sloping. That's trouble with snow; it doesn't always fall flat. So it's and often when you do pitch up in snow, it moves. And obviously it might melt a bit or it might shift a bit. So it might look flat, but as soon as you start pitching on it and moving on it, it moves around a bit. So yeah, it's just. I'm so tired. I've just looked at my watch. I've walked 9.5 miles today, and that's mostly up and down big steep hills in snow. So it's been draining. So yeah, I'm gonna have my tea, and I don't know what time it is. It's probably about 9 o'clock now, maybe. I'm gonna have my tea, and I'm gonna turn in because I'm absolutely knackered. Hello again. I don't know what I said to you last time I spoke to you. So the things I'm gonna say before I go to bed, because I'm knackered, this is my highest wild camp to date, well, highest camp of any type. 1,140 metres, I think, which is 3,600 or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, so highest wild camp to date, 1,140 metres, which is higher than Snowdon and higher than Scafell Pike. So quite impressive, even if I do say so myself. And finally, yes, I was saying earlier that I might be on a slope, so that I'm going to sleep the other way around, which I am doing. But I'm also on a slope, sloping down left to right, or right to left. So there's not a lot I can do about that. So I'm sort of sliding towards my door, which, it's a bit annoying. It means I'm probably not going to get the greatest night's sleep. But so yeah, I'm hoping, based on the view I've got at the moment, if the weather is clear tomorrow, it'd be a stunning view to wake up to, and it'd be great for a brew with the view, because I didn't manage that today because it was like that dark by the time I got pitched up, or nearly dark. Anyway, see you in the morning, guys. Good night. Good morning. Well, as suspected, it's a bit cloudy out there today. Not terrible, but not sunny, unfortunately. So I'll get a brew on, and then I shall take you outside for a bit of a wander when I get back down. Right, see you in a bit. Well, I'm out of the tent now, and the clouds parted a little bit, and we've got a little bit of sunshine. So here's the sunrise. Oh, didn't get it coming up because, like I say, it's been pretty cloudy, but it's just passed through the clouds a little bit there, so not too shabby. It's been pretty cold through the night. I think my temperature gauge was inside the tent, and it still said like -4, so I can imagine it was a bit, probably -5, -6. The wind's picked up a little bit, but it's not windy. It's definitely colder than it was yesterday, and all the snow's like totally frozen. So with a bit of luck, that might make it a bit easier to walk back, so I won't be sinking in it as much. But we've got a cracking view this morning, just generally. I mean, as you can see, it's not sure it's going to be quite as nice a day as yesterday, but once that sun gets a bit higher in the sky, that's the view out of my tent. So yeah, not too bad. So the plan is to head up over there today, which I think is summit 1141. As I mentioned yesterday, that's one of the summits we went up on the winter skills course, and back down the other side into the car park and back to the sunshine. So not too shabby at all. I might even say the S word, stunning. Right, I'm going to finish my brew, have my Rice Krispie bars, and then get back down. And hopefully, depending on what time I get back down, I might grab a bit of breakfast, a proper breakfast, down at the cafe down at the base station. So I'll catch you in a bit. So I'm all packed down, and as usual is my leave no trace shot. As you can probably can't tell from this picture, but there's a bit of a slope there. But yeah, it meant I was sliding across the tent all night. Well, not all night, just once, and then I stayed there fighting a losing battle. So it wasn't the best night's sleep, but it never is. So sleeping on a slope makes no odds really. So anyway, so leave no trace shot. Just a bit of flat snow. Probably not any flatter than when I was on it, because it's frozen. It took a bugger to get those pegs out. It was easy enough getting them in and digging them in, but overnight obviously the temperatures dropped and the snow froze all over them, so I had to really kick them out. But it's a good thing, because if it had got windy I wouldn't have gone anywhere. So as you can see, nice view. I have to say, you know, as I've said it before, sometimes when plan A doesn't go to plan, I don't always have a plan B. But sometimes, as last week shows, when you got a plan B, don't always go to plan. So you need a plan, as someone said last week, you need a plan C, D, E and F. But sometimes just no plan and go with the flow. So here I am, summit of 1141. I don't know if that's like official name or it just happens to be that height and there's a big cairn. Because I've noticed a few on the map that have just got numbers. I don't know if they're numbered or what. But anyway, so if you can see, just looking where I was camping now, over there. So you see the ridge goes up and back down again, just as it's changes there and slots down. I think I was just in there. So as you can see, there's quite a big well, you probably can't tell in the picture, there's quite a big cornice on there, and I was kind of not on the cornice but far enough away from it to be safe, but not too far for it to, you know, if I'd gone out for a pee in the middle of the night I could have come a cropper. But it's scary when you see all these cornices out here, and when you go, well, anywhere remotely near them, there's footprints on them, like people are stepping on them. And if you don't know what a cornice is, it's where the snow's built up and created like a false ledge, for want of a better explanation. So people walking on them thinking it's solid ground, and that's how people end up being a victim of excuse me. That's how people become a victim of mountain rescue, because they walk on it and think it's solid, and then it either, well, collapses and causes an avalanche, or they just fall off it. So, you know, there's a lesson to you. That's why you need to learn how to read maps, says Mr. Not very good at reading maps. So all this snow here is definitely crampon worthy, because I've had a quick stand on it and it's gone pretty frozen throughout the night. This is the way we came when I came a couple of months ago with Haley Webb, and we did that winter skills. I'll put some in pictures so you can see that. But fortunately, because there's enough at the side to walk on, I'm going to just walk on the rocks, because crampons are a faff to put on, and for that distance it's not a massive amount of miles, is it? It's like, oh, probably not even a quarter of a mile. So I kind of think, well, if I can avoid it and just cut across it at the bottom, then I might as well just do that. So no crampons today. I mean, I know the whole point of me coming out this weekend was to test my skills well, to put them into practice. But you know me, I can't be bothered. I don't need to. If I needed to, and if we're going up that way, definitely, I'd have a go because it's good fun. But they're a bit of a faff to put on, a bit of a faff to take off. Means taking my rucksack off, blah blah blah. So it's just a bit of a. So yeah, I'm just going to walk down these rocks and then go across at the bottom where there's the least snow. But you probably use my ice axe as a safety measure, just to be on the safe side when I cut across, because it is very, very crispy and crusty. I'm just about back at the car now, so I'm going to dump my stuff, hopefully get a bacon sandwich or something like that, and a cup of tea, and then it seems to have warmed up a bit, so I'm thinking of taking the paddleboard out. Now I know not everybody's interested in paddleboarding, but what I'll probably do, if I do go out, I'll insert some pictures, maybe a little bit of video. If you don't like paddleboarding, you can stop it at the video at that point, can't you? But who knows, I might change my mind yet. It all depends on how I feel and what it's like when I get down to the water. If you're still watching and you do like a bit of paddleboarding, brilliant. If not, fair enough. But I just want to say thanks for watching as usual. Hopefully my next camp will be in warmer conditions. I've got a couple of friends who want to go out with me, so I'm trying to arrange that at some point. But I've got quite a lot on over the next few weeks, so who knows what might happen. So this is the last of the snow, so I'll catch definitely more of it next year. I've really enjoyed it, despite being almost lost. Right, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Right, well I finally decided to do it after bottling the last couple of times. I'm out on Loch Morlich and I'm on the only one out here. Nothing doing whatsoever. It's absolutely dead. And look how still it is. And look at the views. Look at the Cairngorms mountains up there. Just so stunning. I say, still as a mill pond, so it makes it paddling so much easier. Last time I was out in the lakes, a bit choppy, so it's just hard work. It always gets a bit of a current or a tide. That's just absolutely stunning. Yeah, I'm glad I did it. Although pumping it up is hard work. 10 minutes, but it's when it gets that last few PSI you've got to get in, it's like really, really hard work. You know, I've forgotten how much I love paddleboarding. I don't do it nearly enough because it's a bit of a faff, and especially when you don't live that close to any worthy lakes or stuff. You know, it's a bit of a trek to go to the lakes and stuff. So I don't get out as much as I'd like, but it's just when you get the whole lake to yourself, or loch in this case, it's just something special. And when you've got a backdrop, and I've shown it before, but when you've got a backdrop of the Cairngorms there, it's just, you know, I paddle out into the middle of the loch and I just sit down and I put my paddle down and I just float. So peaceful. Yeah, it's like, I can't tell you, it's next level. But, you know, that and camping are just two of the best things in the world. The same with surfing. When I get out on the board, you know, yeah, I might not catch many waves, but just sitting there on the board waiting for the waves to come, you know, just chilling out in the sea. I don't know, I've got this thing about water, it's just so relaxing. But it's hard to believe that, what, 3 hours ago I was up there, you know, taking my tent down, having my breakfast, and now I'm 1,100 metres lower, chilling on the water. So I've done a length of Loch Morlich. I'm going to head back and have a bit of a swim. I think I'm going to keep my wetsuit on because I can't be faffing about. I just want a bit of a swim rather than a cold water dip. Although who knows? You know me, I change my mind like the weather, so we'll see. So if you're still watching, I'll bring you back in a bit. I just saw a seal then, but it's just a big rock. What would a seal be doing in the rock? It's not a sea. I think it leads to the sea. Miles away. on the ground. I'm getting good at falling over. Ooh, good job I got good balance, or not. Well, I've got my wetsuit on, but I'm not going to lie, it's bloody freezing. I mean, the outside temperature is about 3 degrees, if that. So I guess the water temperature is, well, that or thereabouts. So yeah, it is cold. I don't know if you can see, but the clouds just coming in completely. It's dropping really low off the mountains. But yeah, I've had my head under and I had a bit of a swim. I set my GoPro up to do it, but the GoPro decided to be too cold and shut down. The batteries run out. So that's the trouble with winter. I go through God knows how many batteries just on a short stint. Anyway, Josie put me head under. I'm doing this on my phone, so I'm not convinced my phone can go underwater, but should we do it anyway? It's supposed to be waterproof for a brief time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And on that note, I think it's time to get out. Winter swimming, you can't beat it.